Hey, you like climbing, right? Well, you're about to. This is why climbing works. First off, what is even climbing? You might have seen it in the Olympics or seen Free Solo or this guy named Magnus. In short, climbing is a little more complex than what you know, but for the sake of this video, climbing is done inside a nice building. You start on designated holes marked by tags or tape that are usually close to the ground. You then go up a wall filled with the same color plastic holds. Holds are the things you grab and put your feet on. In essence, that's it. So why does it work? Over the past few years, climbing gyms have been popping up everywhere. I'm sure you know someone who has tried or is currently rock climbing, but what is it about it that makes it work? You might think that all you need to be able to do to climb well is to be able to do a lot of pull-ups, but every video with a calisthenics expert ends with them fumbling despite their superior pulling prowess. It's hard to explain, so let me explain. On average, people spend 60 to 90 minutes when they go to a regular gym. Do you know how long people spend at a normal climbing gym? 90 to 180 minutes. That is like so much more. It's not uncommon for people to spend 3 to 4 hours at a climbing gym, but if someone were to spend that same amount of time at a regular gym, you would think that we're wasting time. Climbing gyms are different. Instead of machines or weights or exercises, we have problems. A problem is what you call a color-coordinated route on the wall. Like this big green caterpillar-looking climb is a problem. This jumping green climb is a problem. This overhanging yellow climb is also a problem. This delicate black climb is also a problem. All of these, every last one, is a problem. In the gym, you use poundage to indicate how difficult a lift is. The higher the number, the more difficult the lift becomes. In the climbing gym, you have V grades. It goes from V0 to V17, and the same is true. The higher the number, the more difficult the climb is. Though here lies the interesting thing about climbs. Both of these climbs are the same difficulty, even though they look nothing alike. Both of these climbs are the same difficulty, even though one is steep and the other is vertical. You might think that small holes make a climb hard, but well, it really just depends. All of these factors create an unlimited array of problems for you to climb. But there's an even more important thing. You have to think. You have to think. You have to think. It's hard to understand unless you've been climbing before and experienced it yourself, but let me try. Imagine you're fighting a Souls boss, and for the better part of 2 hours, you're getting rocked. But then you realize if you just do a drop knee, you can maintain tension between the floor and his boot. This allows you to dino uppercut his chin, and then you win. Every single climb problem is a tiny, medium, or big boss fight. And if you keep inputting the wrong commands, you're going to fail no matter how high your stat points are. And just like with any video game, your character has health and stamina. If you get rocked by the boss before you can finish the climb, then you gotta start over. The only difference here is rock climbing is real life. There's a common story in climbing. It goes something like this. Yeah, my friend took me climbing once and I've been climbing every day for 3 hours ever since then. I have no more skin on my fingers. When was the last time you heard? Yes, I went to running once and I've been running every day for 3 hours ever since. Or, yeah, I went to the gym once and I've been going every day for 3 hours ever since. It doesn't happen. Only in climbing is a story like this the very most common story, actually. Besides the awesome variety of climbs and the cognitive thinking behind it, what else is there? Ah, you see. In the traditional gym, most people are there to get in and out, to get a good workout. Climbing though, it's very much different. Through pure anecdotal observations over many of years, if I learned one thing, it's this. Climbers hate working out. They hate it so much they even kind of look down on it. Ridiculous, actually. They are allergic to weights. You think the average climber does pull-ups? Wrong. You might say, but climbing is a workout. That is not how they view it. That is simply how they justify not working out. And so if they do not climb because of working out, then they climb because it's pretty darn fun. It's literally a real life puzzle where you have to solve it using your body. And what do you get once you reach the top? Absolutely nothing. The only thing you get is internal satisfaction that you solved the problem, and climbers love it. The structure of a climbing gym is very unique. You have the hardest climbs in the gym directly next to the easiest climbs in the gym. And so you can have the best climber climbing right next to the worst climber. And yet, nobody gets in anybody's way. One of the coolest things is this. You can have a whole slew of people working on the same climb, regardless of how good or bad they are. This creates the water hole effect, where individuals are drawn to one location and through osmosis, they start to communicate with one another. Think of it this way. Climbing is just a giant social hour that goes on forever. And in between socializing, you'll climb a few things for fun. Socializing is indeed a very big part of climbing. People from all walks of life, a lot of software engineers and nurses, climb. Not only that, all sorts of age ranges climb, from the youngest kids to the oldest dudes with wrinkles. This lets you interact with people you may never have a chance to. One of the most unique things about climbing is the skill disparity between men, women, children, and adults is vastly less compared to other physical activities. In a sport like basketball, you would never imagine that someone like LeBron James could ever lose to a 16-year-old child. You would also never imagine that a small girl could outperform a fully grown man. And yet, in climbing, it's more common than not. You can never tell who's good by just appearances. Climbing is so addicting that you will literally climb until your fingers bleed, and then tape it up and continue climbing. Climbing is so addicting that you will constantly be injured and still climb. Do you know what makes climbing always refreshing and exciting? Imagine you go to the traditional gym and there's a new piece of equipment for you to try. It's unique, it's different, but familiar. All your gym buddies are there trying to figure it out and are having a good time, except that never happens. In climbing, we have something known as the set. A set is a collection of climbs the route setters have put up. Every week, a wall is stripped of its holes and up comes a whole new set of climbs to try. This draws in climbers from far and wide, all eager to try the newest climbs. Water hole effect all over again, but this time the water hole is brand new. The constant new set keeps things exciting. The friends you make because you have little choice but to climb next to people is pleasantly nice. The many levels of climbs you can choose from means you can always find something to challenge yourself, and at the end of the day, you are just climbing for yourself. Internal motivation. It doesn't matter if you're super heavy or super light. Nowadays, commercial climbing gyms have climbs for people of all levels, all sizes. If you can't do a single pull-up, you can still do climbs that excite and challenge you. And of course, most climbing gyms do have a fairly stacked weight area. So even if you're more of a lifting weight guy, you can still have that, but also have a whole climbing gym as well. There is much more to climbing and what makes it applicable to human beings. But for now, this is why climbing works. Now you know.